to get out there. You need to try everything. Hi, I'm Brittany Shannon, and you are watching In Search of She.
Really quick, hello to my new subscribers.
I wanted to share with you a book that has helped me so much. And this book is Range by David Epstein. Good thing I looked this shit up. So I read this book, Range by David Epstein, and it is amazing. It is part therapy and part career advice. About 90% therapy though. If you are somebody that feels a little bit lost in life, if you can't decide on a career, or you have so many interests and passions that you just don't know where to start, or if you are an INFP, then this is for you. If, however, you are somebody who knows exactly what they want to do, where they want to go in life, and you've known that since the day you were born, this is not the video for you. So the premise of this book is that there are two ways to go about careers. What we are taught growing up and what is also idealized in our current Western society is that from a very, very young age, you decide what you're going to be, and all of your being gets dedicated to becoming that one vision of yourself. So what this looks like when you're a little kid is that you're taking music lessons on one instrument, you're playing one particular sport, you're focused on one subject so that you can achieve the 10,000 hours of mastery, so that when you become an adult, you can go on to be the best in your field at whatever you do. And we see this with Tiger Woods, for instance. Tiger Woods was a savant from the beginning. So he spent a lot of time doing the same sorts of things over and over, which is practicing his golf stroke. And it's the same idea with chess. If you want to be great at chess, it's taught that you need to practice over and over and over again. The issue comes is when we take these two fields and abstract them to everything else. Just because you can practice this thing over and over and over and over again from an early age will definitely make you good at it when you're older. And that's just not the truth with everything. So there are some things like chess and with golf where everything that you do, you get immediate feedback. If it's in chess, you make a wrong move, you know immediately. If it's in golf, if you don't hit the ball the right way, you know immediately. So every time you engage in that sport or game, you have immediate feedback, and there is an ultimate right and wrong. But here's the thing. Most things in life aren't like golf or chess. So here's where it gets tricky, right? Say you are a scientist. You are trying to solve a problem that hasn't been solved before. But because our scientists are taught from early on in college to specialize in a particular field, and they are taught a narrow depth of focus, it's much harder for them to see the larger picture, right? They learn deep knowledge as opposed to a wide assortment of things. David Epstein gives Roger Federer as the counterpart to Tiger Woods. While Tiger Woods had a very focused education in golf, Roger Federer kind of bounced around when he was a kid. He played all different types of sports. His mom was even a tennis coach and did not want to coach him. In fact, his parents tried to persuade him out of playing so many sports. And so instead of pushing him into one particular field, it was almost as if they were pulling him away. But what this allowed him to do was to sample a wide array of sports and of skills in many different things, so that when he finally decided upon a sport for himself, he was able to take all of these different skills from the many different sports, bring them together, and we all know what he's accomplished. So what we can learn from this, if we don't know what we want to do, is that you need these experiences. Every little thing that you learn counts. So if you've taken the Myers-Briggs test and you have come out as an INFP, as I have, this book is just one of the things that I used to really get hard on myself for was the fact that ever since I was a kid, I have always tried many, many, many different things. In fact, for me, the thrill of life is in trying new things and having these constant new experiences. As a kid, I enjoyed dance, so I tried everything out there, all forms of dance. I enjoyed performing. I enjoyed acting too. Anything that would have me up on a stage, doing whatever form of dance, acting, whatever creative endeavor, I was there. And I never really specialized in anything per se, because to me, I enjoyed all of it. Everything was just a constant state of one creative thing after the next, and I went wherever my interests took me. And I never saw anything wrong with it as a kid. I loved it. It inspired me, it gave me energy, and then I grew up. In the adult world, it's not like that. I gradually started losing that spark that made me want to try everything, because I looked to everybody else around me that I was just unfocused and I was wasting my time. I actually did commit to something. I got my master's and I had what then was, I thought, was my dream job, and it wasn't. And there was no way that I could have known this at all without actually trying it and getting out there and doing it. And through that, I learned so much about myself. And to me, I look back and I can say that that was an experience I needed, but to everybody else, it seems as if I'm wasting time. So the thing that David Epstein in Range speaks about is that it is hard to know what your long-term goals are and set an ideal for yourself 10, 20, 30 years from now, because you're a completely different person than you were 10 years ago, and then 10 years ago before that. Usually what we decide we want to be when we're 5 is not the same thing that we want to be when we're 50. The biggest hindrance to this is that we don't have much time behind us, especially if you're in your 20s, your 30s. You don't have many contexts that you were in to look back and say, did I like doing this? This is how I usually react in this situation. You just have to guess. And a lot of times when you have to guess, your guess is wrong. And that's okay, because how else are you supposed to know then by doing? Really what it comes down to is putting yourself in these different situations so you gain more self-knowledge about yourself, and then also all these little skills in many different things that at one point will come together and give you a more holistic view of the world and yourself. You have more cognitive flexibility, so you are able to problem solve as opposed to only speak from experience. As we move into a society that integrates more and more technology, a lot of the tasks that are very repetitive and that require a lot of precise knowledge are being replaced. What is valued more now is the ability to connect all these different abstract ideas and bring them together. So what does this mean for people who have no idea what they want to do in life? This means that you need to get out there. You need to try everything as much as you can, and you will learn so much from everything. At the very least, you will learn what you do not like and what you're not a great fit for. But even if that's all you learned, you would have had an experience in doing something, and you have that much more knowledge about this world. You can decide on a career right now and take it, but if it doesn't work out, it's okay, because if you do switch and try something else, what actually ends up happening is that you make up the time, because all your experience you had before, even if it's a non-linear path, it actually does count. And most people who do take a non-linear path, they do end up catching up. They're late bloomers, but they are just as successful, if not even more successful, because they have all of these extra experiences and knowledge to bring to the table. So for INFPs with extroverted intuition, this is amazing, because all this does is give us confidence that wandering and searching and opening ourselves up to new experiences, new paths, different things, that this is truly enriching to ourselves and can culminate in something very special and unique. So for those of you who are still wondering what to do with myself or my life, or I have no purpose, it's because you haven't lived enough. You need to get out there and live and soak everything in. Put blinders on to some of the world that is telling you that you should have had this figured out when you were 5. For most of us, it's going to take a little bit of, bumping into things, hopefully not too many bruises, and we'll get there. So, can you relate? Does this sound like you? I know my path has been very, very winding. What about you? Do you have a winding career path, or maybe it just doesn't even look like a path at all yet? How does it make you feel being a part of this society where everybody is like, all right, hustle, 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 let's go to the finish line. I don't even know where the finish line is. How does that feel for you? I mean, for me, it brings such immense pressure. How do you deal with it? Are there any particular things that you do to maybe either put on your blinders or kind of just stay true to your own path? So I would love to know. Please share in the comments. And if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you for joining me again. Until next time, stay searching. You can check out my other INFP video.